Hi, everybody. It's Heather Vickery. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry I'm a couple minutes late. Go figure. We were testing all of this new webinar software and it was working. And then we were logged in twice and it wouldn't let me go live. So I apologize. I am so very happy to be here with all of you. I want to let you all know that we can communicate via the chat. So if you're here, say hi. Maureen is here. Hi, Maureen. How are you? I know that Pam is here. I do have a producer here. If you guys have any technical issues, any questions, anything like that, just tag, hey, Mary, just tag the producer, Pam, and she will help you. We will also have an opportunity for any of you who are brave enough to call in live. And you should be able to see an option to dial in. So there could be some audience participation. I have a little bit of a slideshow here for you, but most of it, we're going to mostly just chat. And I want to give folks a couple of minutes to get in and join us. So let me set up my slides for you here. Can everybody see that? Hopefully. There's a tiny delay. I know that. I'm so excited. It's been so much fun to see your names roll in. There are some familiar names here, folks that I know, some new folks. So I'm really hoping that everybody gets to join us here live. But I am sending this out as a replay. If you call in, if you are brave and call in when I invite folks to do so, you will be recorded and it will be shared. I just want to be really transparent about that. I have been so jazzed. Can you guys tell? Like, I don't even post that much on my stories or on social media. And I certainly don't send emails like I have been sending them. And I'm not apologizing because it's very exciting. But I've been so excited about this masterclass and everything we've got going on. We're going to talk about the incubator in a little bit. Let me share with you where the origin of designing your first class life came from. Because those are big words, right? And I think people are like, ew, she's so hoity-toity or whatever, but fuck all that noise, right? First class gets to be whatever you want it to be. And sometimes for me, first class is first class. And when this first hit me, I was in fact flying first class to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico to run a retreat with my Intentionally Brave Entrepreneurs graduates. Some of you in the room right now were at that retreat. It was fucking amazing. And I felt so good. I was flying first class. I was working. I was going to meet with some of my most incredible clients. All of my clients are incredible. And I was like, this life feels good. But it wasn't just about that flight. VJ's in the room and VJ was there. Hi. It wasn't just about that flight. It was about the choices that I made, the space that I was in, the energy that I was taking in and releasing, the mindset work, all of it, the surrender, the forgiveness, all of it that had gotten me on that flight, right? That had gotten me to a place where I was planning this retreat for my clients. Just so exciting. And I started to think about what else do I want to invite in? What else do I want to create in my first class life? What does my first class life look like? And I spent quite a bit of time really focusing on that, really thinking about it, because I knew that I wanted to replicate that feeling, that experience as much as possible. And sometimes we get off track, right? And we're going to talk about that. Sometimes that happens, but we don't lose sight. And we practice those 3 R's from the Brave Method. For those of you who aren't familiar, we're going to get there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on all of this. I invite you all to be super, super engaged in this conversation. One thing that I did want to do really quickly, and I apologize, so hang tight, is we had a couple of folks who said that they didn't get the link. So I am going to send a really quick message. While I'm doing this, I would love to have all of you type in the comment box, is this something you've thought about before? Whether you call it your first class life, I've often called it dreamscaping or visualizing or whatever, is creating a first class life something that you have actively thought of before? Type in the chat. Let me send this quick message to folks. Join us live. Yes, I do talk out loud as I'm emailing or texting. Does anybody else do that? Is it just me? Forgive the forgive the typing sound, and thanks for being patient. This is real life. This is real life, Heather, right? I'm in the moment. I got a text message that said I can't get in. I'm going to send the link. I want everybody to have it. I fully believe in being our most authentic selves, and sometimes, we have to go out on the fly. So I'm just sending this link. You guys are so awesome and patient. And if it's being recorded and you're catching some of this late, I'm just sending it to everybody right now. All that registration, I know. It makes it easier. We want to be so organized. We want to give everybody access and make sure you all feel like the complete and total special, badass, big dream believer, brave motherfuckers, all of it. I want that for you. And then sometimes I just send out the link because here we are, right? I want to check out the chat really quickly. Pam says that she thinks about her first class life all the time. BJ says, yes, I've definitely thought about it for sure. Mary says the power of willing things into existence is real. Hell yeah, it is. Maureen says, I love dreaming my world into reality. And Melinda said, yes, one of my favorite things to do is daydream about a first class life. I love that. So everybody say, hey. We got two Melindas here. We got my human design buddy, Melinda, and we got my travel buddy, Melinda. You're both awesome. So if I just say Melinda's awesome, it's just both of you. All right. So the email is sent. Folks can join us when they get here. When you come in, say hi. I want you to do that. And I'll tell you, I have to tell you the origin story of this slide, which literally was from this weekend. I was getting my hair done, and which I love. And it's a nice time to have for myself. And I was talking to my hairstylist about this webinar and about the work I'm doing and the incubator that's coming out that doors actually opened today for. Super excited for that. And I said, it's about believing in, desiring, creating your first class life. And she goes, man, that's so cool because so many of us just don't pause. We just don't stop. Don't take a minute to rest and give ourselves the gift of dreaming. And it hit me when she said that. I'm like, yeah, this work is fucking revolutionary. This is a revolution. Taking time to dream, to envision, to shift, to open yourself up, to engage, to build community. All of it is a form of revolution. Self-care is revolution. Putting yourself first, being here in this space right now, giving yourself this time, you are waging revolution on all the bullshit that's been before, on all the ways you've been told you're supposed to be, you're supposed to engage, you're supposed to do, all of that. By doing this work, any of my clients, you are all waging a revolution. And to me, that is so cool. I just love it. And when I heard that, it resonated so deeply, and I really wanted to share it with all of you. So I know that there are a lot of you who know me, but I'm new to just a few of you. And so I just want to do this quick thing. We've been talking, I've been sending emails, we've been chatting, I've been throwing curse words around like a crazy person, all of that. I've had a lot of coffee today, and I'm super jazzed to be here with you. But my name is Heather Vickery, and I'm a transformational success coach. And I want to actually talk about that term for just a second. There's been an evolution in that. When I first started coaching, which was about 10 years ago. Prior to that, I owned an event and wedding planning business, a luxury event and wedding planning business here in Chicago. My friend Mary is here. That's how I originally know Mary. I used the term transformational success coach. And then people got in my ear because it happens to the best of us, right? And that shouldn't work. And you want to be that kind of coach, and you want to be this, you want to be that. And this past year for me has really been about deep surrender, deep time and space to figure out who I am, how I want to live in the world, what does my first class life look like, How do I want to feel day in and day out? And I came back full circle to using that term, transformational success coach, because this work is about transformation. This revolutionary work, it's all about transformation. And I guide and I lead and I mentor and I coach through that. But y'all are the ones doing the transformation. And when I'm in this space for myself, I am doing the transformation as well. And so there really is a huge transformational process in this work. I'm a mom. I have 4 girls. Almost 3 of them are teenagers. So help me, universe. Holy moly. I saw a tweet yesterday, because I love Twitter, that's this woman who has toddlers. She's like, oh, I have toddlers. And I was talking to my mom the other day. So Mary has toddlers. Sorry, Mary. And I said, well, at least it'll be easier as they get older. And she said, my mom laughed so hard that tears were streaming down her face and she peed a little. And I'm like, yes. Teenagers will do that to you. But it is all worth it. And I love it. I'm an avid reader. I think I just finished my 91st book of the year so far, just the other day, which was really, really exciting. One of the things that is part of my first class life, I have the opportunity in the past year to become a Broadway producer. Now that sounds bigger than it is. I'm not trying to diminish it. It's pretty fucking exciting. I can't believe I get to put it on my bio slide. But I started my second podcast, Was It Chance, with my friend Alan Seals. And he is a co-founder of the Broadway Podcast Network. And there was an opportunity to be part of a large group of people crowdfunding some shows that were going to be on Broadway. And my partner and I said yes. And one of the shows won a Tony. This is what I'm talking about, right? It's an absolutely incredible opportunity to manifest ourselves into the life that we most want. I'm a recovering wedding planner. How funny is that? And then I have 2 podcasts and a book and all that fun stuff. So for those of you who are new, that's a little bit about me. So let's get to it. And again, whatever lights you up, if you're connected by something, if you're excited by it, share it, type it in the comments, engage with people, because I can tell you firsthand, the people who said yes to showing up in this space right now, and I'm so beyond touched and thrilled that some of my past IBE clients are here. I just can't tell you, it fills me with all the warm and fuzzies that you want to be back in this space and that you're inviting me to be back into yours. It's such a gift. So chat with each other, because y'all are fucking badasses. I just need you to know that. You are all amazing. So what do bravery and having a first class life have in common? Well, just like success and just like bravery, having a first class life has to be self-defined. You get to decide what your first class life is going to look like, feel like. Are you going to present yourself into the world at large? What's going to show up for you, right? All of that is so, so important. Success and bravery are the same way. So I want to remind you or inform you, if this is the first time you're really hearing what I have to say and hanging out with me, that bravery is greater than fearlessness. We experience fear, friends. We understand fear. Sometimes it saves our lives, and sometimes it holds us back. But if you can get to know your fear, if you can sort of cozy up with it a little and ask it questions and take it apart and get to know it, then you have knowledge and information that will help you make brave choices, right? So bravery is essentially taking your fear and tucking it in your pocket and going forward, moving on, taking it with you. It doesn't mean your fear goes away. Maybe it gets smaller. Maybe it doesn't take up as much space or prevalence in your life, but it's very rarely fearlessness. And my friend BJ is in the room, and BJ isn't afraid of an awful lot. And I was surprised when BJ decided to join my last program, because he's a coach and he's a badass. And I'll let BJ say why that felt important to him. And so we did a lot of work around what does it mean to take risks? Because he's not afraid, right? So what can you do that you are afraid of? And as soon as BJ opened up the possibility of searching for something to maybe challenge him, boy, oh boy, did it show up. right, BJ? Oh my goodness. It really showed up in some incredible ways. And you've continued to just like blow my mind and amaze me with all of that. It's so fun to watch. And it's up and down, right? Progress is never, ever linear, right? It goes like this. Hopefully it continues to go and trend up, but there are going to be down moments. There are going to be learning opportunities. And so bravery is my business, right? I have the Brave Files podcast. I have the Create Brave cards. I have Fuck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap. I have the Intentionally Brave Entrepreneurs program, which is now closed, but I had that. I have the Brave Entrepreneurs Incubator, which is just opening, which is so exciting. Bravery is my business, but it really wasn't always like that. And I think a lot of you who have been following and hanging around for a while know that there was a time in my life where I lived a very small, fear-based life. And on the outside, it looked perfect. It looked perfect. I had the biggest house on the block. I had a spouse that had a great job. We had beautiful, healthy children. And I felt small and broken and awful. I was running a highly successful wedding planning business at the time as well. And yet things just weren't working. And I lived in that dark hole of fear-based decision-making for a really long time until I realized that this isn't what I wanted for myself or my children. It's not what I wanted them to see. And I will be really vulnerable and transparent with all of you right now and say that as they've gotten older, and I chose the brave life, I got a divorce, I kind of burned everything down at once. I closed my thriving business. I moved out, got a new house. I got the divorce. I got into my partnership with my current partner. Like all of that sort of happened really rapidly. It wasn't rapid. It was several years in the making, but once I decided, it went quick because that's how I roll. But as we've gone through the years, like we ebb and flow, right? And sometimes we wonder, was that still the right decision? Not the divorce, because it was, but all of our actions have consequences and reaction, and we want to be really thoughtful about them. And at the same time, we have to do what's best for us. And there have been moments where my children are really struggling with the fact that this was the choice that I needed to make. And they felt like maybe it wasn't the best choice for them. And I had to come back and say, it would have killed me. And I don't think that would have been better for you, right? And so they may not understand for a long, long time, but I still know because I've done the work. I've done the work for myself to show up and to be honest and to be authentic. And it is what allows me to be in this space with all of you right now. It is what allows me to be a thriving, successful coach and to actually impact people's lives. And again, I don't take saying that lightly. I really don't. Sometimes I'm like, God, am I really going to say that? Like I can like impact people's lives. I can help people transform and have better lives and feel more themselves. And the fact of the matter is, yes, I can because so many of you in this room, so many people watching, they take the time to tell me that that's been their experience. And it means the world to me. So I want you to go into this. I really worked hard to focus on this being about designing your first class life and getting started and how to create it. But we've got to keep that core component of bravery right there and that definition of success. We've got to keep it right there. What does it mean to you, right? If you lose that, then you're going to lose sight of that first class life. It's going to go away. Why? Well, because you're not really focusing on what matters. So self-defined, right? Success, bravery, joy. I want to just talk about that for a second because I believe deeply. In fact, I know it's more than a belief that in order to have a first class life, in order to feel successful, in order to really be brave in life, we have to experience joy. And joy can be self-defined, right? It doesn't have to be the type of joy that somebody else thinks you should have. Joy can be sleeping. It can be resting. It can be that I love my iced matcha latte with oat milk and lavender, and it brings me fucking joy, right? Brings me real joy. Taking a bath brings me joy. Doing this with all of you brings me joy. Pulling a Create Brave card brings me joy. sometimes being in a room completely silent. This past weekend, nobody was home but me for the whole weekend. And it was joy filled. And lots of people will be like, whoa, your people were gone. The people you love were gone. How can that be joyful? Because I'm good. Because I like me. It's fun. I'm fucking fun. I had a great time with myself. I'm glad when they come home, I love them. I miss them, right? But all of this has to be self-defined. And I want you to that's what we're going to go through this process to think about it. Okay. Some of you, pop quiz for those of you in the audience, who knows my number one rule? If you know my number one rule, type it in the chat box. I only have one rule, and I'll be super transparent. This comes back from my wedding days when I was doing weddings and everyone wants to follow the rules and check off the boxes. There you go, BJ. Whoop, whoop. Melinda, you got it? There you go. Everyone wants to check off the boxes. And when you're in business and when you're an entrepreneur, you got to do it like this. And you got to do it like this. And you got to do it like this. No, you don't. I only have one rule. And that rule is that there are no fucking rules. I love that BJ used the word fucking. BJ is my guy. I love it. Right? There are no fucking rules. We are going to do this however we want. Self-defined, remember? Self-defined. And so what I want for all of you, whether you're here live or you are watching the replay, what I want for all of you is to know that I want you to take what speaks to you, what lights you up, what invigorates you, what motivates you and inspires you, and you can ditch the rest. That's okay, right? Every moment of everything I'm going to share doesn't have to blow your mind. If you get that one powerful thing out of this, that is going to be good enough for me. And so bravery is greater than fearlessness. And also, I really love Ted Lasso. This was a GIF at one point. It stopped being a GIF. I don't know why, but bravery is greater than fearlessness. And the first step is deciding that you are worth believing in. That your first class life is worth believing in. Do you? Can I get some comments in the chat? Do you believe that your first class life is worth believing in? That you are worth believing in? What is possible? What is possible? I want to hear it. Let's get in the chat. Mary is a yes. Who's a yes? Are you worth believing in? Are you worth believing in? Melinda is a yes. Yes, 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 right? If you aren't there yet, the other Melinda believes. Maureen says, fuck yes. I just love it. I love you guys. Yes. If you're not there yet, it's okay. I believe it and I will help you. And everyone in this room will. Just become friends. Exchange emails with one another because you're all going to want to know each other because you're all fucking incredible human beings, right? So we can work on that together. We can let go of some things, right? BJ, 100%. It's a work in progress. And I'm a work in progress, but yes, 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 it is a work in progress, right? We're never there. We're never there. It's always growing. And I don't say that to be like, well, why try? If we can't get there, why try? I say it to inspire you. Like we are always evolving and expanding and growing. At least that's the hope. That's the plan. That's what we're showing up here for, right? Is that growth trajectory, which means you're never there. You don't get to the top of the mountain and put the stick in and go, look, I'm here. I claim it. Now I'm done. I'm going to lay down and I'm just going to die now. No, we're growing. So if you don't believe that you're worth it yet, that's okay. I can help you get there. I believe in you. I believe in you so much. So step 2 is to work to let go of limiting beliefs. And actually this ties in really beautifully with what BJ just said, which is it's a work in progress. You can believe you're worth it and still struggle with it. And still have limiting voices that get in the way and that prevent you in that moment from doing what really matters. And actually, it was Maureen, I believe. I didn't ask me anything yesterday on Instagram. And Maureen said, what do you do when you don't feel motivated? Which was such a great question, Maureen. Thank you for asking that. And I thought about it for a long time before I responded. And my answer is that sometimes I just allow myself to stay unmotivated. But first I explore it. What is making me feel unmotivated? Is it because I'm tired and I need rest, which happens a lot? Is it because I feel stuck or I need to gather some information or have a question, right? Am I afraid of something? And what is that fear really? What does it look like? So I investigate this unmotivation. And if the answer is, oh, this thing is in your way, that's why you're unmotivated, I will do my best to lean into it. But sometimes first I'll just sit in that space of unmotivated and rest myself and regenerate and use my tools, pull a card or do some EFT tapping or have a matcha latte or take a bath or whatever, and allow myself to feel the things that I'm feeling and exist in that moment, and then get up and do it again. Those are the 3 R's, you guys. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the BRAVE method: reassessment, reframing, and resilience. So what I want y'all to do right now, do you have a pen and paper with you, or your phone? Get your notes out, whatever you can do. Type in the chat, and maybe if any of you want to come and join me live and have a little quick chat back and forth, I invite you to do that as well. Where to begin? So let's start with, do you already have big dreams, right? I want you to fully clarify what you have already been dreaming about. What are you dreaming about? What lights you up? What is on the other side? I don't want you to worry right now about, there are no barriers. There are no roadblocks. Let's not worry about money. Let's not worry about, but I don't have this skill. I think Rebecca is here. I saw something from Rebecca. I think of you a lot, my love. And let's just take away any barriers. So what are the dreams without barriers? And I want you to take a minute, not a minute. I'm going to give you like 10 seconds while some of you can chat in and write down, do you have big dreams? What are they? Just quick cursory. You don't have to get into the details right now. You don't have to get into the weeds. Just quick. What are they? I love it. I love that you're taking notes and you're dreaming and you're excited. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So cool. So good. A breath healing center. Melinda does breath work and massage therapy. And I guess you don't do breath work. We just had that conversation. Healing. I don't know. You're going to have to tell everybody what you do. But I love that. Or breathe healing center. Breathe, not breath. I love it. That is beautiful. Type it in if anybody wants to come on live. And then I want you to start to think about, how do you desire feeling in this first class life? For me, how do I desire feeling? The word that comes up the most often for me is peace. I desire feeling peaceful. I desire feeling connected, right? Nothing in the world lights me up more than being in space with all of you, connecting, being connected, right? Nothing lights me up like that. Nothing at all. Seeing the lights go off, watching my children experience joy, right? I want to experience. So much of my first class life is about experience. I love live music and live entertainment, live theater, all of that, right? I desire feeling that excitement, that energy. I love that. And peacefulness. I started with that, but I'll go back to it. Connection is huge for me. Oh, Maureen said, I dream of being fully and unapologetically me. And I think that's something we all want, right? We all want to dream and imagine being fully and unapologetically me. And for Maureen, because I happen to know you, my friend, I want you to investigate that a little bit more. Why do you feel that you're not already being fully and unapologetically you? What are the blocks? What keeps you from showing up that way? And do you in some situations and not in others? Because I believe I've seen the unplugged and unwired Maureen, which is so much fun. So when can you not be that person, and how do we shift that? Pam's in the room. Pam has been in the same boat, I think, a lot of times. So I totally get that. Melinda said, travel with heart. Oh my gosh. I haven't even started reading this yet, Melinda, and I have all the tingly goosebump feelings, which I love. Building bridges, building community, feeling peaceful and present, joyful, and that I am serving and loving my potential. Off screen, ease and aware. Oh gosh, I love it. Not feeling like I'm seeking clarity, but have clarity and the ability to trust the process. Yes, I love that. Trust that process. BJ said presence, connection, joy, calm, confidence. Pam says, I'm definitely manifesting the Pam Unplugged for those spaces where I have felt held back from being unapologetically me. Yes, Melinda's ready to be brave. I love that. I love it. I love it. And I want to just say to you that if you don't know how, or you're not sure, or you feel like you've only dreamed up to a point, have you capped yourself? Have you prevented yourself from taking your wildest imagination to the next level? Then think about what it is that you do not desire. Now, listen, I know I am all about don't put out things that you don't want to get back in. I feel all of that. It's really deeply. I'm careful about my words. Words matter. Mary says feeling alive. I'm so excited to explore that with you, Mary. What does that mean for you? What makes you feel alive? And how do we get more of that in the more mundane, everyday aspects of life that life requires of us, and in business ownership that it requires of us? So, going back to words, I don't want you to dig into that which you do not desire. I understand how important it is to use words. You'll notice I never use the word want. I always use the word desire. It's really important to me. That comes from a great little book, which I actually recommended to Melinda a few months ago, which was called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. Want is something that you're going to be chasing constantly. Desire, you can desire something you already have. You can desire more of, or to continue something that you already have. So want is like constantly chasing your tail. However, I do believe it's really, really important to know what you don't want. And then when you work to do that manifestation and that visualization, then you use the opposite of what you don't want. If you don't want to feel stressed, what is the opposite of that? If you don't want to feel unconnected, what is the opposite of that? If you don't want to feel scattered and flustered, what is the opposite of that? How do you achieve the opposite of that? It is okay to start with what you don't want in order to build a foundation of that which you do desire. Right? It is okay to take out the things that you do not desire to build out a foundation for that which you do. I want you to be really honest with that. Melinda said, I love collaboration and creating with others. Yes, right? Isn't that so exciting? Not everybody loves that. A lot of people in my circle do, because it's a really powerful connection with others. This is Mary, being top of my field, which I think you are, and time with family. I love that. I love that. Does anybody want to call in? I'm not going to make anybody do it, but I'm going to give you a second and just chat with me about this, especially about anything that feels like it's blocking your big dream, your first class life. What do you feel like might be in the way of it? I'm going to give you all just a second on that. I want to be really respectful of time and not go over. Or we could answer this question, which is a really powerful question. What do we need to let go of in order to usher in our first class life? Even sometimes we need to let go of shit, thoughts, process, whatever's weighing us down before we can even think about creating it. And it isn't just about work. It isn't just about family. It isn't just about who you are and how you are and where you are. It's all of these things combined, right? So what if the story that you inherited isn't the whole story? Or what if it isn't the truth at all? Sit with that for a minute and have some feelings about it. What if the story you inherited isn't the whole story? Or what if it isn't the truth at all? I inherited a story that told me that in order to be successful, I needed to hustle. I needed to work all the time. I needed to stay as busy as all the other people I saw staying busy. And the fact that I require rest and that I liked rest and that I wanted to lay in the bathtub and read a book made me lazy. Turns out that's not true. It's not even not the whole story. It's not the story for me. It might be the story for some of you. I am a projector in human design. And for those of you who are going to join us in the incubator, if you're thinking about joining the incubator, we are going to really focus on some human design aspects, which is so cool. I know that Pam is a fellow projector. Projectors we are our strongest. And I think Melinda, you are Melinda, the travel agent. You're a projector as well, right? We are our most successful when we rest. And BJ, it's so fascinating to me that you are a manifesting generator. That is not what this session is about, but I'm going to do another session on human design stuff with the incubator folks. And I'm going to invite the past IBE folks who don't, we have some IBE folks who are joining the incubator, but everybody else, I'm going to invite you guys in because this is really powerful stuff. But a manifesting generator for you fascinates me. I totally would have pegged you as a generator. So I can't wait to talk with you more about that for sure. Melinda said, money is something I'd like abundantly as a day-to-day, and I just tried to call it in. Not sure if you saw it. I don't know if I saw it or not. I don't think that I did, but now we're gonna hang up from this masterclass, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go look it up because that's really, really cool. What do you need to let go of? If you're journaling, if you're writing things down, you're writing notes on things, what do you need to let go of? Oh, in the live chat button. Did you see it? I missed it. I don't know. I missed it. I'm sorry. I don't want to go back, but we're going to find it. Oh, you pressed the live chat button. Oh, okay. Pam, can you help me? Pam, my producer, can you press it again, Melinda? Because it didn't come through here. I would love to have you come on and chat. I just don't know how to get you to do that. I think you have to request it. So that would be great. I would love to have you come on. She's pressing it now. Pam's got it. Pam is producing for me on the back end right now. Let's see if we can get that in here. Because it's not, I don't know why it's not coming up. It's supposed to be coming up. I'm sorry. I hate it when technology doesn't work, but technology is not my specialty, which is really unfortunate right now. Are we seeing anything here? Can we get my friend Melinda on here live? She says it's not coming for her either. Weird, because we practiced it and it worked when we practiced it. Let's see. Can we get? I'm gonna share a link with you. Here, follow that link, Melinda, and then you can come on with me. I know it said Chrome works. I don't know. Follow that link, Melinda, and then that'll get you in. So, all right. Until Melinda can come in, first class life on a lot of levels, right? I want you to think about, here she is. Oh. Hold on a second. Are you there, Melinda?
I'm here.
Okay, it's not, hold on a second. Why? I'm trying to get rid of that settings, trying to get rid of that feedback.
I can get headphones. Let me try something else.
Yeah, can you turn echo cancellation off?
I'm trying. It doesn't go off.
I don't know what's going on there, y'all. I'm sorry. I think Melinda needs to get some headphones. That'll help us. While she's doing that, I apologize. Let's think about first class life on a lot of levels, right? So hang with me, Melinda. I'm going to do this slide and then we'll have you come in and chat, okay? What does your everyday first class life look like, right? What does your everyday first class life look like from when you wake up until when you go to bed? And can you have it every second of the day? Probably not. Can you have it all the time when you have toddlers? Probably not. But you can work towards having it more and more and more and more. You build it. It's a slow process. What does your first class business look like? How does your first class life feel? I really want you to think about that. How do you feel physically in your body, emotionally, in your heart, and in your soul? How do you feel when you are living your first class life? And how do people receive you? How do they react and respond to you in your first class life? How do you feel about yourself? Right? How do you feel about yourself? And then beyond every day, take that and think about it on a grander scale, weekly, monthly, annually, all of that. Melinda, are you here? Are you ready? Or are you going to sign out and come back?
I'm not sure if the sound works or if it's.
I think it's good. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. You can hear me in your ears?
I can.
Okay. That solved our problem. Awesome. Thank you. Yay. Hi. It's so nice to see you again.
You too.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm in my house in Maine and I'm cleaning to get ready to close the cottage and go back to Connecticut. So I'm just in my kind of cleaning duds.
I love it. Well, I'm so glad you're here with us today. What made you want to come on live? What do you want to share? What's lighting you up right now?
What's lighting me up is that if I come on, I'll feel more brave that I've taken the step.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your first class life. I think you're so brave. I just enjoy you so much.
Thank you. Well, my first class life is figuring out what is next, because I've been an educator and running a school and involved in education for the last 25 plus years. And now I'm doing something very different where I'm not in a school and working with kids as much. I'm a travel designer and I'm trying to figure out how to brand myself and how to be sort of top of mind as a person that can help people see the world. I'm starting out as a pickleball travel with heart.
I love that.
And
I love that. I love the niche. And there's quite a big global pickleball community, right?
Yes, there sure is. You know,
Yeah.
Brene Brown did a podcast recently and she described how she plays pickleball. And I tried to connect with her, but there was like an automated response that said, sorry, too many people are trying to connect. But I thought it would be cool to have, you know, a pickleball mindfulness kind of
Oh my gosh,
class.
I love that. We should spam her social media wise and see if we can get her attention. Let me know if I can help you with that. I love that. I think that's so exciting. We had the pleasure of meeting in person in Mexico when I was the keynote speaker for a conference there. And you're just at the beginning of sort of exploring this whole new phase and getting to really understand who Melinda is in this new space. What's sort of shown up for you in the last couple of months and even just in the last, 45 minutes that it kind of is giving you some light and some direction?
I think it's owning what I'm doing and not trying to boil the ocean is an expression if someone's used that
a great expression.
Because I tend to sort of want the next thing and not staying with what I have enough to really build it. And so I've figured that out.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm so excited to see what you do because you're a projector like me, so you're not going to be a hustler, but that does not mean we're not badass. It does not mean we don't create and build incredible things. We just do it our own way. And you have some really unique ideas that require a really creative perspective to achieve them. But I have no doubt that you're going to get there.
Well, it's interesting that you say I'm not a hustler because I think the sales part of this is the hardest thing. It's the thing that feels the most awkward.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that more in a session that's more geared towards human design. But for you, that's because you need to be invited. So I invite you to think about ways that you can sell without selling, ways you can invite people into conversation, in communication, so that they are then inviting you into their life, which will then turn into a sale.
Yeah, you had said questions, right? You had said asking questions. And actually, that was one of my successful posts recently. I said, who's coming to Punta Cana? And it generated a lot of interest. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming on live. Is there anything else you wanted to share or any questions that you had for me while we're in this space together?
No, I thank you for doing this. Thank you for putting everything together that you're doing for all of us. I hope to meet some of these women sometime.
Thank you so much,
people.
Melinda.
I don't know if it's just women, but yes.
Yeah. All right. Stick around.
All right. Cool.
Keep chatting. Thank you so much. Okay.
I don't know how to hang up from this camera. There's a button here I can press, but it might take me out of the whole thing.
If it takes you out, you can just pop right back in.
Okay.
You should be able to just pop right back in.
Try it.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye.
So I am a big fan of doing those brave things, and I love that Melinda's like, I just wanted to feel brave, right? And this is a great safe space. Like, first class life for me, and hopefully for many of you, is about embracing that bravery, bringing it in, calling it in. Really beautiful stuff. And what does that everyday bravery look like? And that comes in believing in what's possible. We don't get in life what we want. We get what we believe in, what we believe we deserve, what we are willing to get out of bed and every day and fight for. And that's a huge component of building your first class life. What possibility? What do you guys believe in? What's possible? What change is possible? Write in the comments. Let me know what change is possible. And while you're writing that in the comments, because I want to be respectful of time, but I have a couple of other things I don't want to miss, and I love it. But here's the good news. You all have everything that you need. You have it. It's in you already. Nobody has to give it to you. We can maybe help you discover it. I can help you discover it. I can help you light up, look for a new path, problem solve, build community, build accountability, right? But you already have everything that you need. It's just special. It's right. So I want you to know that I see it in you and I want it for you. So type in the comments, let me know, what do you believe is possible, right? And so really quickly, we're going to pull this back. My coaching method is called the BRAVE method. And BRAVE is an acronym that stands for boundaries, what I call the 3 R's. And I know, Melinda, it's not supposed to have an apostrophe, but it does. Reassessment, reframing, resilience. The A is action and accountability. The V is vulnerability. And the last one is expand and empower. And what I love the most about that is that's your result. By showing up in this space with me today, you are expanding and empowering yourself. These things are inside jobs. I think I have a couple slides to that. I'm going to skip through them really quickly. It's inside work, right? This is the results. When you show up for yourself, when you set boundaries, when you practice the 3 R's, when you get into action, when you have accountability, when you show up as your authentic and vulnerable self, you expand and empower yourself. Because creating your first class life must be intentional. It will not happen by accident. It will not happen by just sitting around and not dreaming and not doing and not showing up. Your first class life has to be intentional. And I love this story, and I will tell this story over and over and over because it's just powerful to me. I had the privilege of being in the room where Oprah was a keynote speaker, and I've told it from every stage I've ever spoken on. So if you've seen me speak, you've heard that already. But Oprah tells a story of how important intention is to her and how she learned early in her career that she wanted to understand why people wanted to be in space with her, why they wanted to be on her talk show, why they wanted to engage with her. And she realized at that moment that she was going to choose intentionality. From what she ate to what she wore to where she slept, where she lived, where she traveled, all of it, everything was she would know why. She would choose to intentionally know why she was doing everything. And she closed by saying, "You may think I have the privilege of being intentional because I'm Oprah. But I'm here to tell you I'm Oprah because I chose to be intentional." And I want that for you. And I want that for me. I want you to have everything you desire. I desire for you to have the first class life that lights you up and to share that gift with the people that you love and the people that you work with and that you connect with, right? Everything requires intention to do that. Everything. just quickly to move through this, because before we go, I want to share something really special with all of you. I'd like to do an EFT tapping meditation collectively. So it's short. I hope you'll stay with me until the very end. But part of building your first class life has to be community support and accountability, dreaming, designing, and having a first class life on your own terms requires support, y'all. Who are you spending your time with? Who cheers you on? Also, why was I messing up slides in the middle of the night last night? It's okay. Who do you spend your time with? Who cheers you on? Who calls you on your bullshit? Who holds you accountable? Know that. You have to be really, really clear on all of those things in order to not only dream and design of your first class life, but to actually have it and to live it. And vulnerability, right? Dreaming up your first class life is so raw. It requires so much honesty, and it is where everything begins. We talked about Brené Brown. Of course, it comes back to that vulnerability is the birthplace of invention, creativity, and change. And I know this to be true. When I chose to burn my life down and rebuild it, this time on my own terms and honestly, out and ready to take on the world. When I say out of the closet, right? All of that was game changing for me. And that is when my trajectory really skyrocketed. When I started to believe that I could show up as myself, and not only would it be okay, it would be better, right? That's what you need as a foundation for building your first class life. And it's time, right? It's time. Designing and embracing your first class life is about expansion and empowerment. And again, these are inside jobs. And again, I love Ted Lasso. You're either going to get Schitt's Creek gifts from me or Ted Lasso gifts from me, but you are fucking amazing. You are amazing. And I hope that you're going to journal on some of these things or sit with them and really think about, what does this look like? What does it feel like? Who are you when you show up in these spaces? All of that is really, really powerful, because when we choose intentionally to expand and empower ourselves, we take on risk and we take on failure, and we allow failure to be a gift. And I urge you to consider that a fascinating gift. Throw your arms in the air and say, how fascinating, right? Experience it. It is not bad. It is there for you. We can't grow. We can't have a first class life if we're not willing to take risks and fail and fall on our face and reassess and get up and just do it with the community. Have people around you. That is one of the reasons I created the Brave Entrepreneur Incubator. I'm not going to read the slide to you. You guys can see it for yourself, but it is a community of entrepreneurs who are ready to actually do the work. It's the first time I've ever built anything like this. It isn't just a coaching program. There is coaching. There is hot seat coaching. There is coach on call stuff. We have weekly calls, but also there's a guided curriculum taking you through all of this. 1 week is going to be whatever the topic is. I have it all on the website, which is now officially live. You can go check it out right now, which is so exciting. Been working on it for months. But also, we're going to use the Brave method. So the first week is the content. The second week is how do we apply the Brave method to this thing? And my friend Pam, who's here in the room today, is the perfect example of how the Brave method can support you in a 360 manner. You guys connect with her. I don't want to share her story right now because I haven't asked for her permission, but you guys can use it in every way, in every possible way. It's not just about work. It's not just about your personal life. It can be used in anything. The Brave method is game changing. You can have all the things that you want. Maybe not all at once, but what we're going to do together in the incubator is figure out a way for you to have that balance that feels good, which is so important. Couple quick notes on what you're getting in the Brave Entrepreneur Incubator. If you decide to join us, it's a 16-week guided experience with weekly live calls. You get a coach on call. We have a heart-centered community. There's a special app. So it's going to be a little bit like Slack, where we can have those private conversations, or you can have public conversations. It's called Heartbeat is the app, and it's so cool, actually. Let's say that you and I are in a room and we're chatting and we decide we want to go on video but keep it private. You can do that right in the space, which is cool. We're going to partner that type A stuff, those systems, those strategies, that action. We're going to partner that with some of the more energetic stuff, affirmations, EFT tapping. Every single session, we're going to practice surrender and forgiveness and a little bit of breath work. This is all about creation and openness and possibility and passion and compassion and empowerment and expansion. And I'm inviting all of you to come and join us. And as a thank you, if you have been in this session, you're going to get a bonus session. If you decide to join the incubator, which isn't actually going live until January, because we're moving into the holidays, and I really just didn't want to put a lot of pressure on everybody during the holidays. So we're going to have some integration time. If you join now, you're going to be able to catch a bonus session, which is all about kickstarting the Brave Method in your life and all of that. Really going to be very cool. And you'll have some other additional bonuses, like you'll get early access to the community and things like that. So if you apply, there's an application, keeping it really small. We're keeping the incubator as a really small group because, because I want to, and I can, and I am creating my own thing. And so people who are on the wait list and people who join this class, the Masterclass, are going to get priority registration. You fill out your applications, let us know that you're in, and then we're going to filter through them, and those folks will get considered for the program first. Really exciting stuff. So what I would like to do right now is take you through an EFT tapping. So it might take us past 2:30. If you need to leave, I totally understand. But if you can stay with us, I would love, love, love to have you do that. For those of you who aren't familiar, EFT tapping, and this is something we're going to do in the incubator, EFT tapping is on your meridian points. I'm going to show you where all those points are. You always start on the side of the hand. It's called the karate chop point. You can use either hand. And then you go in between here, your eyebrows, and then the side of your eye, underneath your eye, under your mouth, under your nose, under your nose, under your mouth, your collarbone, under the arm, and then the top of the head. So I would like to, this is just a gift, I would like to give you this meditation, and then I will stick around. Those of you who need to go, I totally understand. If you have questions, you want to connect, we'll stay live. You can either be in the chat box or you can join me. I have to put my glasses on because I can't see that, but I'm just going to play a little music. Let me know if you can't hear that. So let's start by taking a really big, deep breath in through your nose and hold it and release with a sigh. Let's do one more deep breath. This is a tapping meditation for believing in your dreams. So tapping on the side of your hand, repeat after me, either out loud or in your head. In this moment, I choose to breathe gently and relax. I choose to let go of any fears or worries because I know I can create all that I deeply desire. I choose to call on my inner strength and knowing now. Moving to the eyebrow point, feeling grounded and centered in my body. Side of the eye. I call on the immense strength within me now to believe in myself and in all possibility. Under the eye, I know that I'm worthy and valuable, that my dreams are worthy and valuable. There's nothing standing in the way of having all that I desire. Under the nose, what if I can achieve and have more than I ever dared to dream? I choose to stand fully in my power. Under the mouth, I welcome this opportunity to call on my inner strength and to trust myself. Moving to the collarbone, I look forward with strength and confidence. Under the arm, I am energized and feeling strong. I am ready. Top of the head, I can do hard things. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You can gently stop tapping. Take a big, deep breath. And sigh it out. And take a moment to notice how you feel, the calm strength and confidence in your body. Do you feel all of the possibility? I know I do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Thank you, Maureen. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I am so honored and thrilled to have been able to spend this time with you all. The incubator is a really special program to me, and I am so honored and thrilled to be able to invite you into that space with me. You can learn more about it. You can go to vickeryco.com/incubator or click on this link. You can scan it. QR code, so fancy. If you mention this masterclass, you get those bonuses that I mentioned. Invite some friends if you want. I am so excited. I'm so excited to hear how you all are going to create and embrace your first class life. I hope this is not the last time that we get the opportunity to interact with one another. I'm here and I'm so easily accessible. You can DM me on Instagram, on Twitter. You can even find me on TikTok. I'm at Brave Heather on TikTok. Thank you so much. Send me an email, connect, let me know. If you liked the tapping, you want more of that, let me know. I could bring some of that into the social media. I appreciate it. I'd love to hear. You can send me emails. Let me know what opened up for you here, what you enjoyed, what didn't work, if anything didn't work, how I could grow and do better. I welcome that feedback. And if you are interested in the incubator, now is the time. We don't officially start until January. We're doing integration. We're doing bonus calls, bonus one-on-one stuff. All that stuff is happening in the next 2 months. Doors close for the incubator on November 17th. So it's we got I guess 3.5 weeks of being open, welcoming people in, and we are keeping it really small. So I want you to really sit with it and think about if this community, if this energy that I bring in is going to be helpful to you as you catapult into the next phase of your life, as you transform and build your own first class life. My tagline is having a life and a business that you are madly fucking in love with. And I really mean that. So thank you. I'm going to hang around. If anybody has questions, we can answer questions. Any questions? Nothing's off the table. If you need to go, I understand. I know Rebecca had to leave. Thank you again. It is my pleasure, my honor, and my joy to be in this space with you. Between now and when we get to connect again, remember to go out and choose bravely. Thanks, everybody. I'm staying for questions for anybody who has it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pam Stamper's here, or not here, I don't know. Y'all are staying, which I love. Oh, you need some headphones, Pam. Your girls joined tapping. Pam, you got to mute yourself. I'll put your headphones in. Thank you. I love that they joined you for tapping. That's so great. Oh my gosh, I love it. We're going to do tapping as a regular part of the incubator. Not only am I going to do a guided tapping in every session, I'm going to give you worksheets to create your own tapping and affirmation exercises based on what's showing up for you in the work and in the program, the experience. So lots of fun stuff there. I wish you had your phone close too, so I could see it next time. Tapping is great. I do it with my 9-year-old, and it helps her sleep. We do a good day, start off a good day one together. When we're feeling really wired, we'll do it. And she's kind of sometimes mad, but we calm down and we'll do it. And I just love it. Does anybody want me to pull a Create Brave card? I always pull a Create Brave card when I do my weekly live show, Brave in Action. Pam wants one. Okay. I know Pam has the deck and she loves the deck. So the Create Brave cards are a deck of manifestation cards that my friend Rachel Swanson and I created together. And they are so beautiful. They come in this really cool box. And I love to pull them. Maureen loves her deck. I'm pretty sure that Mary has a deck also, which is cool. Oh, you guys, it dropped. It fell right on the floor. I always shuffle until the right card shows up for me. And this damn card literally jumped out of my hand. And here it is. It's communication. How about that? I embrace the opportunity for continual conversation. I think that's so beautiful after I just invited you all into my community, into my incubator community, which as a projector in human design is hard for me to do, but you are all here and therefore I feel the invitation to welcome you and I would love that. So communication, I'm just going to read you what it says in here. How cool is that? I embrace the opportunity for continual conversation. Conversations are the gateway to opportunity and connection. Stand in your worth and proudly share your thoughts and emotions. Making your needs clear allows the people around you to actually meet those needs. Healthy relationships require healthy conversations and communication. Remember that all growth stems from communication. When you have necessary conversations instead of avoiding them, you create growth in your life and in your business. Leaving things unsaid can fill you with regret and disappointment. Say what you need to say. Use your powerful voice to unlock your growth potential. All areas of your life will benefit from continual conversations. And then there's always a Create Brave prompt. So something you can do, go get in action. It's time to have a conversation that you've been putting off. If you need to, practice the conversation in front of a mirror or with a trusted friend. I'd be delighted to be that trusted friend, y'all. I really would. I hope some of you are looking at joining us in the incubator. Tell your friends about it. It's going to be a really special group. I can already tell by the people who we've only recently opened applications, people who are already applying, people who want to be part of it. It's just, it's so connected to my heart, and my heart is so connected to all of you. So thank you. All right. I love it that y'all don't want to leave. Do you guys want to talk? Does anybody want to talk? Does anybody want to come on and join live? I can give you the link if you want to join. I'll put it here. You don't have to, but nobody wants to go anywhere. I love it. Tell me what's showing up for you all. Is it just that we feel really connected in the space? Sometimes that shared EFT tapping can really sort of bond people energetically. But y'all are still here because I can see the count, the number of people. Pam's here. Hi, Pam. How are you? Tell me. Mm. Oh, wow. So it unlocks something. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Bye, Melinda. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, she loves to do it for sleep, and she likes to do it to welcome in. But if she's mad, she's kind of like pushes against. But it really does. It's really such a calming, energetic thing. I love that. Well, you'll have to explore with the work we've been doing today, right? And the creating your first class life and you're transitioning, doing some work transition stuff and life transition stuff. And so to be able to tap into that space of believing in your dreams and believing in possibility there, don't let it go. I love it. All right, y'all. I'm going to close this out. You guys are amazing. Please stay in touch. Let me know what resonates, what's feeling for you. And I hope that I get to see some of you in the Brave Entrepreneur Incubator. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye.